Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Game 2 of Energy Esports First. I am MegaMega on this extremely cold, wintry, and pretty disgusting evening here in Cape Town. I am Richard DeMoNiK Schoberg. I've been joined once again by Stephen, aka EvilLiBrarian from DC Dota. Stephen, welcome.
Thank you very much. And isn't this why computer games were invented? For winter. And if I could just say at this stage, if you hear the sound of pounding rain while I'm speaking, well, it's pounding rain.
It was actually raining almost into my room because the window was slightly open in my bathroom, and the rain is pretty much turning into a horizontal rain. So we were getting rained on from all angles here, and it's just the kind of disgusting weather that we are sending forward to the rest of Cape Town as we. But interesting game one coming out from these two teams. Energy Esports managing to grab the win, hard countering that lifestealer to the nth degree with both Viper and Razor picks coming out, and following it on the back with a really good support combination in the Leshrac, Wraith King, and Darkseer just to finish everything off. We're going to see what's going to happen in game two. Bans coming up, Batrider and Evoker, once again extremely standard. Lycan and Mirana are actually going to be the second bans. So
I think pretty standard for the Invoker and the Batrider as per game one, and Lycan again. I think the Mirana, they just wait, hang on, who had Mirana last game?
I am MegaMega.
They're just banning their own hero. I guess they just don't want to play against it. And picking up the Sensorona, great hero.
Energy Esports do have a good Mirana player in the form of Klitzy Bananas, if I'm not mistaken, and they're gonna go with the Radiance Centaur Warrunner. So Centaur Warrunner is a lot better on the Radiance just because of the way that the creep lane works. It gets a lot closer to his tower, and he's able to get up the levels and farm that he needs. And he always has the option to pull the hard camp into the lane and also get experience via that route if the Dire decides to do some pulling of their own. And Energy Esports are immediately going to follow it out with a Shadow Demon Dazzle pick. Are we going to see an Axe in the second phase of ban, Stephen Brown?
I'm kind of hoping not. I'd like to see an Axe in a game, but I think that Dazzle an excellent pickup against the Centaur. But as you know, Centaur likes to get himself and his team on your face, and Dazzle loves it when you're on his face because he has a spell that causes an immense amount of damage if you're close by.
Yeah, Shadow Heal combines really well with the disruption of Shadow Demon, and if you happen to get Soul Catcher on it can literally just explode a hero just like that. So that's a pretty devastating combination coming out from them. It's going to be interesting to see what they follow up in terms of supports. Axe is obviously a really good counter to Dazzle if I am Immersion are going along the same lines. Even if the hero is Shallow Graved, it's not going to stop you from getting dunked.
That dunk goes straight to Shallow Grave, as we have seen on numerous occasions. It's really annoying, actually. You've got this Save All spell and Axe just goes straight through it.
Who did we... It was Seam. Was it? Yeah, I'm sure it was Seam that got a quadruple dunk the other day. I think I nearly went berserk.
Just call me Jordan, Michael Jordan.
Dunking all day. It says, I wanna jam. And we're going to see the Rubik pick up. So they're going to follow up with a strong support of their own. Rubik obviously really good no matter what the circumstances, whether you're defensive, whether you're aggressive. Just the telekinesis followed up by the Fade Bolt. And something that generally gets ignored but is actually extremely strong is his null field, giving his team the extra magic resistance, especially against when you've got these high magic combos like the Shadow Demon Dazzle combo, can actually save a teammate's life if the Rubik happens to be in the area. So that
20% magic resistance is definitely never to be sneezed at. I mean, that's a free hoodie plus some for your entire team.
Yeah, exactly, and it's not something that people generally speak about all too much, but I feel like it actually does have a significant interest in the game. So it's something I'd like to bring to the attention of you, the two people watching out there, or I don't know how many are around, but as we see 2.5, yeah, don't even wonder how that works. As we see the bans come out, we've got Morphling going to be once again banned by Energy Esports this time, so they are not interested in giving.
That Morphling pickup just so strong. In the mid lane, in the farm lane, he's just a good hero these days.
Yeah, Naga and Viper are going to be the bans coming out of Energy Esports, so they don't want to see that Radiance mid Naga coming out. And we're going to see the Slark, a hero that has been seen in quite a few roles over the sort of last day. We're going to see Bloodseeker as the 4th ban. Thoughts, Stephen?
So, I think that Bloodseeker, they just don't want Slark. Bloodseeker is such a good counter to Slark. As soon as obviously you get below 50% health and you lose out on that level 6 or the level 6 regen speed, which is what Slark lives on.
I'm trying to think of the team that it was an EU or CIS team that ran it, the Bloodseeker to really good effect against the Slark. So they're not interested in seeing that, and they're gonna. It's not every day you see the Bloodseeker banned, but there it is. And Slark, the Slark build has changed somewhat. Actually, we now see sort of they go like Midas treads into Blink Dagger. They use the Blink Dagger to make sure that their pounce lands, and it also gives Slark a crazy amount of mobility. And that tri-lane, if Loader, we've seen it playing as a one sort of carry. So if we see the Shadow Demon Dazzle Slark tri-lane, I mean that could absolutely wreck a lane.
Yeah, that's potent. It disrupts into leap, into heal. That's most areas dead.
Yeah, and obviously at the moment he is going to be able to Dark Pact all the stuns coming out from the side of MegaMega with the Wraith King stun. He can Dark Pack. Telekinesis he can Dark Pact as well. And we're going to see the next Assassin. Now, this is most likely going to be I would imagine an off-lane next Assassin. Maybe heads towards the safe lane if they decide to run aggressive.
Yeah, I think perhaps, I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but not so sure this next Assassin pickup is what they need. The Sensor Roar and Wraith King are already 2 heroes that just don't worry so much about that Vendetta, Impale, Dagon build.
That being said, Wraith King does worry a lot about the mana burn coming out from the next Assassin. Even though his Wraith King's intelligence is not that high, so he does lose that much mana, he still needs about half his mana pull up in the early game if he wants to get that reincarnation down.
He does sit on, just the right amount of mana and no more, so absolutely true. Where do you think we're going to see this Slark? I know you've talked about it as the Shadow Demon Dazzle, but he also has a viable mid as far as I know.
I think they're leaving themselves fairly open at the moment. They can always put the Slark mid, maybe pick something else with the Weaver there. They may be even thinking about picking a Doom, which Clissy Bananas has played before to great effect, maybe putting the Doom into the Slark lane. I mean, if he picks up a stun creep, you can always just Shadow Dazzle Demon Doom. Perfectly good tri-lane, stun, heal, and that's pretty much going to be a dead hero. So that is always an option as well, and Shadow Demon is an extremely good setup to that stun. As you see the Obsidian Destroyer getting banned out here, so they don't want to see that hero in the mid lane, which may hint towards the Slark going middle, but it has yet to be seen. Immersion MegaMega are also themselves looking for a mid hero. So what do you think we are going to see here, Stephen?
In terms of a mid, I mean, it's hard to call. I guess they've still got the puck option open to them, but I think that's fallen out of favor, largely speaking. I would feel a fool to make a guess at this stage.
Yeah, puck is actually at the moment tending towards more of an off lane hero. We see him a lot more in the off lane than we do in that solo mid role, just because especially on the Radiant side he is able to get up the so we're going to see a last pick Brewmaster. It didn't even cross my mind. I'm so good at this game.
Absolutely. I mean, that should have probably sprung first to us, as it hasn't been banned yet, which was a strange one. But yeah, that Brewmaster, an excellent mid. I don't know what they're going to put up against this now. A DK perhaps? I mean, we will see.
DK does do okay against the Brewmaster middle. TA also doesn't do too badly. The biggest problem with anything that goes up against the mid lane is that Drunken Haze. Although Heroes has been tending towards the new Drunken Brawler, which gives you, if you're not attacked, you have, for 10 seconds or so, I think you have a chance. The first hit will be an instant evade no matter what it is, and you will crit yourself.
Yep, no attack for 10 seconds a crit, no, not attack for 10 seconds a miss, so yeah.
And what we used to see is actually they would be maxing the Drunken Haze, but Drunken Haze is, I mean, even just one level in it is a 45% miss chance, which in the mid lane, when you're trying to get up a bottle, you're trying to get up, usually it's a hero that tries to get up an early blink of some kind, is so frustrating because you know that you're actually getting the last hits and creeps, but you just You're hitting absolute fresh air half the time.
Especially against the Brewmaster who denies so hard. He will almost certainly get the higher ground more than 50% of the time. So it is very, very tough mid lane.
I mean, it may be even worth... Okay, we are going to see the puck. So the puck will be going...
So there's the puck, yeah.
He will at least be able to use his illusionary orb and the silence just to get some creep kills, and he's pretty easy at evading the stun coming out, well, the clap coming out from Brewmaster. But once Brewmaster hits 6, Death Cookie's got to be extremely careful. Death Cookie's showing... Oh, yes, Death Cookie's showing off his immortal item for the beautiful tail on the side of that puck. And let's just introduce our teams quickly. So on the side of Immersion, we're going to have Doppler taking up that safe lane Weaver. Death Cookie is going to be playing the role of that solo mid puck, and can't wait to see what his illusionary orb looks like. Freeze is going to be taking the role of that Wraith King, so he's still the stunner, just in a different form in this game. Fady once again taking up the role of that Rubik, and in the off lane we're going to have the real Digimon taking the role of the Centaur.
Alright, so let's have a look over here. On the Dire side on EN we've got LGP playing the Dazzle. Klitzy Bananas on the Slark with Zero on the Shadow Demon. So it's going to be that safe lane, tri-lane with that setup against the Centaur. And then the mid lane we've got little Sharky on that potent Brewmaster. And then on the off lane, as predicted, Random Hero just going to be sucking XP, getting up to 6.
That is insane looking Nyx Assassin set.
What is it? I mean, that's not immortal, right?
It's Casper. It's for someone. Casper is a Russian caster, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's a caster, as far as I know. But that is a really cool set. I'm envious.
And it looks like it can change colors as well. So, I mean, really good sets coming out from him. And that's going to give him the confidence he needs to be able to go into this dire off lane. Centaur just blocking as hard as he can, so he should be well within XP range sometime fairly soon. We see an interesting ward come out here for the
yeah, I was going to talk about this ward. I've very rarely seen this ward, but I think it's pretty cool. It really gives that safe lane a huge amount of vision. I mean, they see everything that the Centaur's doing.
Yeah, I mean it's literally just out of range of the tower there. So I've seen something to that effect before, but nothing to this. We're going to see LGP just come out and throw down our hits. Digimon deciding not to go for the stun at level 1. He's actually gone for 1 level in return. Which is...
I think he called the safe lane. He knows he's not going to be getting any kind of crazy stun first blood. He just needs to make sure that the Dazzle loses when he hits him.
The stun actually was nerfed a little bit. It costs a lot more mana now at level 1. He used to be able to get 2 stuns off. It used to cost 110 mana, so he could get 2 stuns off with his level 1 mana pool. But nowadays it costs, after 6.81, costs 130 mana. So he only has enough for 1 stun. But I mean, against the Shadow Demon and Dazzle, who are pretty much going to be running as close as they can to the Centaur to make sure they get that heal for as much damage as possible after Disrupt. I mean, it may have been worth going the Hoofstock, but he's not going to be punished for it now. So he's going to be able to... And he's almost up to level 3 in the offlane. Meanwhile, we see Random Hero is still sitting at level 2 and having to hide behind his tower.
Yeah, I think both teams opting for the stack and pull. I am having completed theirs already, so I think that puts Doppler a little ahead. Yeah, he's a little ahead, but that's obviously going to even out quite soon with Zero doing the same thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see both heroes, both safe lane heroes, just going for Midas here. I mean, they have pretty uninterrupted farm. Nyx Assassin's not going to be causing any trouble anytime soon, and Weaver's just going to be able to farm here in absolute comfort. Though the double pull didn't actually manage to go off for MegaMega, as we see them actually going to wrap around the tower. Did it get seen? We do see... oh, that was you pinging it out.
Yeah, just letting you know. I mean, this could be first blood, and you know I said that you'd be uploading a video of yourself doing 10 push-ups if you miss first blood, so I don't want to see that.
So smoke does get popped here, and Random Hero is going to try run towards the bush, but he's going to get spotted out by the swarm, and he's got to find himself in trouble trying to tango as much as he can. Random Hero is actually going to get first blood on Doppler. Doppler just taking wailing hits from the tower. He's going to be able to carapace. Disruption goes off to save him for the meantime. Fady goes down. Freeze now finds himself in a lot of trouble. Excellent rotation coming out here from Energy Esports, and they suddenly find themselves 3-0 ahead.
I'm having a good chuckle here. That was some absolutely outstanding play from Random Hero. I mean, turning a first blood into a first blood for himself and an extra 2 kills. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, he scuttles off to base with one leg not working anymore, but he's going to feel just absolutely okay about that. I mean, he's sold off his mana clarities just because he knows that he's got his mana boots up already at 3 minutes into the game, and suddenly he is looking extremely good heading towards the mid game. I mean, he's sitting at level 4. Digimon hasn't even reached level 4 yet, but LGP is sitting here just getting as much support as he can. Little Shark might actually get a kill here with DD. The phase is going to go off, but he's just going to run underneath the tower, just hit him, hits him with a DD, getting the crits, and then just going to run himself to safety.
Yeah, I didn't see that kill, but I can imagine what happened. I'm assuming that he threw his orb, didn't jump to it, and got pounded.
They've been playing here for quite some time, but Little Shark is right up in his grill and just constantly stopping the thunderclaps from starting the thunderclaps, so the animation starts and then just stop cancelling it to try bait out the phase shift. And as soon as he baited out the phase shift, popped his DD rune and got himself a kill.
Yeah, it's an excellent play. I think eN really, I mean, those TPs at the beginning, that's why you buy a TP as a support, and you have it on quick slot number 1. And very good call from Random Hero.
Death Cookie may be in trouble here again. The orb is going to go off, which is going to get him to the safety of the tower, but Zero just throwing off some spam for the meantime. So Invis used for not much there, but they did manage to pick up this kill. And I mean, Death Cookie is just got the Null Talisman using to bottle up here, but he's not going to have a Blink Dagger at the time that he wants it at the moment.
Yeah, and at the same time in the bottom lane, they try to make a move on Random Hero, also throwing an excellent Spike Carapace, stunning both of the supports, then throwing his own stun and getting away to safety. I mean, obviously that puts him out of a bit of XP, still on level 4, but not dead.
Yeah, not dead is definitely the most important phase that you want to be in as an offlaner. So as we see him TPing back towards this bottom lane, the Swarm is going to come up here. They just want to push this tower, as I am going to take the first tower of the game by the looks of things. It doesn't look like they're going to have any TP support. Stun gets thrown out, but doesn't hit anyone, and Doppler's going to pick up that tower. So he's suddenly, after giving away first blood, feeling a little bit better about himself. But Glitzy Bananas, who, even though he rotated, we had a disruption go off, and Digimon might find himself in trouble. The heal does go off. It's a little bit late. Shadow Poison now coming. We've got a TP coming in. Freezes. Oh, immediately got to melt. Glitzy Bananas landing with him with the pounce as soon as he landed. Got another TP coming in from Fady, but it's already too late. But at least they managed to save their off lane at the very least.
Yeah, what do you think of this decision to just pop the tower, the bottom tower here by IM? I think it's basically going to create the situation where Doppler's got to go really far in for farm, and Random Hero's going to, the creeps are going to become increasingly close to his tower.
I think at five kills behind, he is
no choice.
They would much rather take that tower so the supports can go and do their own thing. As we see Warrunner actually picking up a kill on Glitzy Bananas, so using that double edge, which is at level 3. But is he going to be able to get to safety? Oh, just the one level of poison, not enough for the moment. So good counter kill coming out from them. They now get themselves on the board.
Yeah, they badly need that kill right now.
Yeah, but as I said, Dead Cookie is now just throwing even more harass onto Little Shark. Sorry, he's throwing more harass onto Dead Cookie. Dead Cookie does have the coil up if he finds himself quite aggressive. Fady coming in from the side. He's only level 3, so he may want to be a little bit careful. LGP is here as well. Coil is going to go off, and Panda ulti is just immediately going to get popped. Fady now just needs to run for dodge. Is the stun going to go off? The stun hasn't gone off yet, so the stun is eventually going to go land onto FaZe. They are trying to get rid of the Firehander. He's juking around. The excellent juke coming out. Center War on an ulti is used to try and make sure that they at least stay safe for now. Death Cookie's just going to die. Oh, instant crits. Oh, is it going to get the Shadow Grave off? Shadow Grave's managed to land. And the Poison Touch to follow to make sure that Little Shark doesn't go down here. He's so close to his Blink Dagger. He just wants to. He should have just TP'd there. But unfortunately, Freeze... if you checked Freeze's mana, he didn't have enough for stun. Random Hero's now going to join the fray undercover on Vendetta. Excellent stun coming off from him, and that's going to be... Oh, Freeze is still alive! They need to run back in. 1 hit and 2 hits. LGP getting himself a double kill, and they're going to just run away to safety. Death Cookie is thinking about coming back in, but decides better.
Yeah, so some crazy plays there. Diving behind the first tier 1 tower from eN and basically coming out on top. In fact, very much on top, 8 for 2.
Yeah, LGP who just had no TP in sight was happened to be walking down the forest. Eventually found himself a panda that was extremely low. Little Shark, disappointing that he didn't TP, but I mean he is about 200 gold as he just throws the Drunken Haze. So Doppler's got to be hitting absolutely nothing in this lane, and
Yeah.
going to clap.
By the way, oh,
we see an engagement in the bottom lane. Real Digimon might find himself in trouble here. Is 2 seconds to stun. He's not going to be able to do it, and off he goes. Back to base in the body bag.
just by the way, earlier on that when Brewmaster comes out of his ulti, he has a guaranteed crit.
Yeah.
And so you saw that happen there on I think on the Rubik. Just
It was on the puck.
On the puck, just one hit dead.
Yeah, just came out and snuffed him in the face with a level 3 crit. I mean, he's level 9 at 8. He's going at more than a level a minute. As soon as we see, he's already on his way. We're going to see an engagement go into Little Shark. They know that his ulti is down for the meantime. Clap is going to land. Does have the Drunken Haze if he needs to be used. LGP has TP'd in so far, and we're going to see the Shadow Grave go off onto Little Shark. He's not quite ready. Is they gonna get there? 2 seconds of Blink Dagger. Is Doppler gonna be able to hit him? He's streaking around the trees. He blinks up to the high ground and immediately gets
Yeah, excellent.
fade bolted by Fady.
I think he should have maybe chosen another direction to blink in, but I mean, who can fault someone on? I mean, that was some crazy play actually.
Yeah, good reactions coming out from Fady. Random Hero just coil used by Death Cookie onto Random Hero, and it actually misses. So Random Hero is going to be feeling pretty good about himself, making sure that puck ulti is not going to be down for the next foreseeable future, and he might look to go gank towards this bottom lane now, but unfortunately doesn't have Vendetta at the moment. Digimon is in mutual trouble at the top lane. Digimon is throwing down some arrests, but nothing too serious.
It looks like both teams, I mean, for our viewers' pleasure, clearly opting for the far more aggressive, kill-oriented style. I mean, we've only had one tower pushed down, and at 10 minutes, I guess, I mean, it's not too unusual, but neither team really making many moves towards hitting towers.
Yeah, with that safe lane trialing, generally, for the Dire side, generally you would have seen this T1 pushed, but, I mean, it is arguably the least important tower on the map. I mean, it doesn't give you safe access to Roshan, where the T1 on the Radiant side does. So, I mean, they can always just bring it down once the Centaur leaves this lane and tries to go ganking. I mean, I don't think Klitzy Bananas is going to struggle to take that tower down. So it's not really important for them to take that tower. It is money in the bank if they need it, but their supports have been doing enough work that they're actually feeling okay about themselves. I mean, LGP, he's got up an urn. Sierra's got up some boots, 500 gold, so he's halfway to his mana boots if that's the way that he wants to go. So they're really not, and in terms of levels, they're sitting at level 5 and LGP is sitting at level 7. So, I mean, they're doing absolutely fine.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the moment what IM really needs is the Centaur to get his Blink Dagger, which why he should.
You're going to see an initiation into the top lane, and he's quite close to his Blink Dagger. We're going to see immediately Dark Pacted, and he's going to use his ulti to try and get away. Klitzy Miranda doesn't have enough mana to go for another pounce. So that it is going to get him away to safety, and you're right, he's not going to die.
And I think I am looking for a counter kill on this top lane now. They need to get the Centaur up to his Blink Dagger, and he's quite far from that. So I think a kill or two would go well towards that right now.
I think they've had a spy, and they've seen that Zera and Klitzy Bananas really don't have that much mana between either. They don't have the Centaur ulti. They are under cover of smoke, however. So Klitzy Bananas is going to get spotted out. They aren't going to go for him at all. I think they're going to go for Zera. I think Death Cookie could have used the Dream Coil there to try and at least get, but we're going to see the blink and immediately slammed by, and the ulti is going to pop from the panda, so he's now going to throw the stun is going to go down to the 5 panda, trying to get him down. It's good work with the storm panda to make sure that the stun is up in the air, and Doppler is going to take some damage here. Storm panda does go under cover of Invis, and immediately comes out and throws the Weaver into the air. Klitzy Bernardo's waiting on the side. He does have a little bit of mana left in him, as we see the orb come through from the puck, and that's going to be a blink and crit onto Death Cookie. Death Cookie may actually be in some trouble. The heal does go off in the meantime.
Good silence from Death Cookie though to prevent that inevitable clap.
And Nexus Assassin now has himself a Blink Dagger. He's been just left on this bottom lane to farm, and Phase Boots, Arcane Boots and Blink Dagger, 12 minutes for an offlane hero, not bad at all.
Not bad at all, for sure. Yeah, and it looks like the eN are going to pressure this top tier, as you said. It has, as you say, money in the bank. I don't think they want it right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're having a huge amount of TPs coming in from the side of IM, and this is exactly what they want. I mean, DeMoNiK is going to be able to get away here. He does have his ulti if he so desires, so he can just shadow dance away under cover of invis that can't be seen by sentries or gem, so he's going to feel perfectly comfortable. Meanwhile, Random Hero just farming his way bottom. I mean, this is pretty much what you want.
This is what they want. They want 4 or 5 heroes trying to get 1t1, and then a solo hero pushing a tower. That's the kind of trade you need to make.
Zero, unfortunately, is caught in the woods, and there's no Robin Hood to save him this time, and he's just got to get himself double-edged. And back to base he goes. So
I guess the choice to go 5-man from IM here is counter to what I've said. Is actually going to work out. They're going to get this tower. The mid tower also in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, they are 5-manning this, so they did use a lot of TPs to get up here, and in the meantime, the glyph is going to have to be popped. They've got 3 heroes middle working on this tower, they've got Random Hero working on the bot tower, so now choices have to be made. So we've got a coil coming in, and then that's going to be Darth Pacted by DeMoNiK. The real Digimon is going to manage to maybe pick up a kill on LGP, going to see tries to get the poison touch off before he dies. DeMoNiK maybe in some trouble. Panda goes down, so excellent counter-offensive coming out from MegaMega. Good team fight coming out from them off the back of a good coil.
And that's a Blink Dagger for Puck, Blink Dagger for Centaur, and I think this is going to put them where they want to be right now.
Yeah, and they're going to pick themselves up a second T2. It may have even been worth Random Hero TPing in there, but I don't think he's got TP on him the last time I checked. So, yeah, he has managed to pick up a TP, but he's got absolutely no mana on him, so he wasn't able to get into that fight and do anything useful, I think.
Yeah, they kind of needed him there to pick 1 or 2 of the supports at the back.
Yeah, I mean, max level Carapace can never be scoffed at as a form of stun, especially when you have AoE heroes like the Puck, Centaur, and even Fadebolt coming out from Rubik, just to make sure that Carapace pops every time. And that's going to put Doppler at least a little bit towards his Lincolns. Would you favor Lincolns or BKB in this situation?
Well, looking at eN's lineup, in terms of target and stun, I guess he'll dodge Shadow Demon Disrupt, he'll dodge some Impale.
We're going to have an initiation going on middle, and we see the stun Carapace come out, and Freeze maybe find himself in trouble. Little Shock, ulti's just on cooldown, so that's going to down. Real Digimon's going to get himself, managed to get his ulti popped at least. Death Cookie now finding himself completely dead, as the Dispel is going to come off cooldown, gets dispelled and immediately explodes. The ulti is still up for Freeze, but the stun is going to be there, and they're just going to follow it up. So really good team fight coming off the back of all the ultis, and Fade's going to find himself in trouble. He's got to try. Oh, he manages to steal the Panda ulti.
Massive steal.
Little Shock is going to find himself in a little bit of trouble now as the Panda as he gets run after by his own Fire Panda. LGP needs to get the hell out of dodge here. Stun is just off cooldown. Good micro coming out from Fade here. Needs to dispel, throw down that second stun if he wants to get him. Second stun does land as Fady comes out, and he's going to be able to lift him up and get a kill. And Fady finds himself a double kill, and suddenly DeMoNiK is in a lot of trouble now. Real Digimon showing off the fact that he's got a Blink Dagger, running for the trees as fast as he can. We've got a stun. Blink is available in 1 second, and we've got the stun. Oh, and Double Edge is going to land the kill.
I think Fady wins Player of the Match. He wins Player of the Year for that. I mean, you know, that's why we always say Dota's a team game, but it's about the individual plays, and that was a huge individual play.
I mean, picking off a double kill, managing to save his own T1 tower, and then allowing enough time for the rest of his team not only to respawn, to get themselves back in the fight. I mean, huge play coming out from Fady. I'm surprised that he didn't pick up didn't keep the Panda ulti, but I don't think it would have lasted just long enough for him to use it again if they decided that was the way that they wanted to go.
Yeah, no, I think that was an excellent turnaround from IM there.
And this is also one of the reasons why Rubik is a really good hero against Panda. The Brewmaster has to get off another spell, either Drunken Haze or Clap, immediately after he comes out of ulti. Otherwise, okay, he has stolen. If he stole the ulti a second time, I was going to cry tears. But he does manage to steal that Clap instead. And Little Shark is actually slowing down. I mean, he got that sort of 9 to 10 minutes blink dagger, and after that he hasn't really progressed that much as of yet. We're going to see Doppler finding himself perhaps in a bit of trouble. Does have the Shadow Walk on him. The dust is going to go off, and he has already... Oh! The Purge is going to get used, and Doppler may actually be in some trouble now. The Pounce is going to get used, but miss. It's going to get Dark Packed to take some damage, and on the backside, Little Shark is... managed to get a double kill on both the support heroes of MegaMega underneath the T1. Real Digimon now going to throw down the double-edged, and Random Heroes really know he needs to get out here. Doppler has actually TP'd here to try and help his team. Death Cookie doesn't have the orb, doesn't have the coil, so it's... Oh, another double-edged. The Real Digimon is really wishing that he had mana here. Random Hero now may be in some trouble. Good Shadow Demon play coming out. The Orb's going to get himself at least one kill. Random Hero and Doppler's going to get himself a double kill. Really messy team fight coming out from both sides here. Doppler's now on the run. He's going to try and get to that secret shop, maybe at least get himself a Void Stone. Oh, excellent time lapse coming out to make sure that he stays safe. Clitzy Bananas is still on the chase. He may be in some trouble. Clitzy Bananas, I think if he had that Blink Dagger, he would have been able to kill this Weaver. But yeah, at the end of the day, what is that? 2 for 3? I don't even know.
Yeah, this game is, the fights are going on forever and ranging all over the place. But I see, as you say, Klitzy opting for that BKB over the Blink. I guess he just feels there's just so much stun and disable on IM that he has to have it.
Yeah, I mean, he maybe feels like the Dark Pact is not enough, but I mean the Blink Dagger I think would have been such a good pickup. I mean, you saw it when he was trying to chase after that Weaver, just how many times he was just out of pounce range. I mean, if he had the ability to blink up to that, blink up to the Weaver and just pounce to make sure that he's not going anywhere with his next Akuchi, I think that could have been an easy kill for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I see Sharky's picked up his drums. So he is somewhat some progression happening here. But where to from here? Does he go for the Organums?
I mean, Organums is the obvious choice. I think maybe he feels that if he blinks onto the puck, the silence will be able to go off before anything else happens. It looks like we may have an engagement here. No, they're just going to run past, and Random Hero under cover of his Vendetta, just having a scout around, looking in, staying in the trees. Death Cookie going to pick himself up a regen rune. Ugh, that orb looks so pretty with the mortal item from puck. But he may actually...
If I could just draw your...
Yeah?
Sorry, if you draw your attention to Freeze on the Wraith King, not opting for any points in that Vampiric Aura. I guess he feels that his team is not that hit dependent at this stage in the game and doesn't need it.
Yeah, I mean, he can always pick it up at a later stage. I think he, against the Nyx Assassin, decided to go for stats instead, just to make sure that even if he gets lifestealed, I mean, even if he gets mana burned, he is going to be able to get that ulti up. As we see, EN are currently under cover of smoke here, 4 heroes. The weave does go off. Little Sharky is going to get popped. The Blink Dagger may go off here. Blink Dagger actually pops off to the south, and they go and freeze. Centaur Runner used his ulti, and it looks like Random Hero may actually be some trouble. Zera's going to disrupt freeze for the meantime. Fadey's going to find himself in a lot of trouble. Klitzy is trying to bring him down as fast as possible, and now it looks like it's going to be at least one dead for the meantime. Doppler still doing what he can, and Real Digimon now finds himself mana burned, and he's absolutely going to stop Freeze doing what he can. He does have his ulti here. Dust does go off onto Doppler, so they can see him for the meantime. Freeze is just going to throw his stun and get the hell out. Doppler using his time lapse, but unfortunately, second Dust is going to pop for him, and now he may find himself going down as well. The Purge is going to get used, so he's going to go absolutely nowhere, and that's going to be a 50-second wait before the Weaver gets back into the team fight, and they're most likely going to take a T2 off of this.
Yeah, I think this Panda is just such a strong pick. I mean, any kind of fight happens, that ulti goes off, there's literally nothing you can do but run away. And they tried, and they failed.
Death Cookie he went into the bush, he just went down here and TP'd. He was not interested in helping out his team. Real Digimon's going to find himself instantly in trouble. There is going to be a stun and double edge go for Death Cookie's actually going to die. That's a beautiful play coming out from Ian, who suddenly put 2 more heroes on the sideline. Doppler's still got 10 seconds before he's alive, so he's not going to be able to defend this tower anytime soon. With just the supports of Fadey and Freeze, who needs to get back to base, there's not going to be much to do here.
Ian just having that ability to pounce on anything that pops into their vision and just nuke it down before, literally before anything can go off.
And we're going to see the fake back popped by eN as they look to actually go in again. Fady may find himself... Clap is going to land on Fady, and Fady's just going to pop here before anything else can happen. Doppler's going to have to get himself out of dodge.
Yeah, you see that Blink Brewmaster into Clap, Blink Nix into stun, heal from the Dazzle. I mean, that's an immense amount of damage for a support to go up against.
Yeah, unfortunately for Fady, who has about 700 or 800 HP to his name, it's not a survival combo for him at the moment, and that's put Little Shark a good ways towards his Argonum Scepter. So still doing not the best timing that's going to come out here, but still a decent timing nonetheless. It looks like they want to go on real Digimon again. I'm quite surprised that they actually didn't just take a rush right then and there. Yeah,
that would have been an optimal time, I think. Especially when you get that return fake kill, that just puts your the opposing team so much on the back foot.
And looks like Death Cookie may actually be some trouble. He doesn't only still got the level 1 phase shift because he's level 12. Is that right?
Level 2 phase shift.
Okay, no, he's just leveled it up there in the tree. So
right.
Still not long enough for him to get off a Blink Dagger without getting hurt, but still manages to get himself to safety. Zero picked himself up a 4-star in the meantime.
Yeah, that 4-star, I think that's a really good item to have in your team, and especially on your 5 support like us.
Yeah, Clitzy Bananas has finished up his BKB, and LGP is just rich for support player. He's got Mana Boost, he's got a Ghost Scepter, Urn of Shadows, plus a gem. So he's feeling really good about himself. And this gem I actually quite like as a pickup, just to shut down and starve MegaMega with their wards.
Yeah, sure. I mean, and talking of Asian Dota, it seems to be like, that 20 to 25 minute pickup, get a gem. As long as you haven't got any heroes that are really going to suffer, it's really just a great idea.
Oh, absolutely, and I feel like it's something that South African Dota doesn't do enough. Both in European and in Asian Dota, we generally see if you're in the lead, get a gem, get rid of those wards, and then suddenly the opposing side is just finding themselves. I mean, even if you use it just to get rid of the wards, you put it on the courier, send it back to base. If they don't have any invis heroes to look out for, just puts you in such a strong position for that, especially that 20 to 30
if you think about it, it's 4.5 packs of sentry wards. I mean, and that's what you're paying, and you get more utility. So it's definitely a smart pickup. And I think eN finally going to pick up this tower top. It's been sitting there for quite a while now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, looking at the gold and XP graph should be firmly in their favor. About 10,000 XP experience. Gold is looking in pretty much the same way. I feel, are making the good choice here. They're going to get a T2 for T1, and they may just want to carry on pushing here, just to force out the TPs from Energy Esports, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Little Shark TP1, TP2 coming out. Do the rest of them at TPs. Yeah, Random Hero's got a TP, Klutzy Banana does have a TP, and Zero has a TP as well. So all 5 are going to TP out to try and defend this tower. They may look to actually initiate here. Freeze is going to find himself in trouble, and he's most likely just... Good TP coming out from him, realizing that all the stuns had been used, and he's going to actually get himself to safety. So good disengage coming out from IM there, and not the best trade, but a decent trade nonetheless.
Well, yeah, they leave themselves... T2 for T2, so yeah, I mean it evens out, I suppose, but a good trade.
Doppler does have his Lincoln Sphere now, so he's feeling at least a little bit safer. I wouldn't be surprised as we see Brewmaster's actually managed to pick himself up an Argonum Scepter, so we're going to see the double clap and double... See, this is where the Lincoln Sphere feels like it may just not be enough. You've got Drunken Haze. Yep. You've got Drunken Haze available now on the Storm Panda and on the person. So I mean, if Brewmaster wants to get rid of that Lincolns, all he needs to do is throw out the initial Drunken Haze, blink in, clap, throw out the initial Drunken Haze onto the Weaver, ulti, and throw out the second Drunken Haze, and Weaver's going to be... I mean, it's a lot of micro, but it can be done.
Yeah, I think there's just too many spells with less than 10-second cooldown for eN that they can just throw. Just to get rid of it. BKB would probably serve them much better.
Yeah, and it's always the arguments when you see Weavers is the do you go Lincolns or do you go the BKB. I think if there was a Doom on the opposing side, I would be totally for Lincoln Sphere. I mean, Lincoln Sphere is absolutely excellent at stopping that Doom from getting hits on your hero. But I mean, they may also just use to once it's use it defensively. Maybe put it onto the puck, make sure that he can actually get his spells off in a team fight without getting disrupted or some funny business like that. So I mean, that's always an option as well. But as we see, eN under cover of smoke, just clearing out some jungle wards.
IM realizes obviously the Dazzle opting to kill the ward there instead. So I think Death Cookie trying to get the hell out of here.
He hasn't gotten the hell out of here yet. Currently sitting. Or do they know he's here? The blink dagger's going to go off. Stun does go off by random hero, but just a little bit too late as Death Cookie gets himself into the trees and safely back to base. But that stun almost landed. And it looks like they, on the back of an Aegis on Clutzy Banana, who's now working towards most likely that Scotty, they are looking to take a Rax here.
Yeah, I think they will probably switch mid before they do that. Get rid of this last T3, T2. No reason not to. With this kind of lead, just knock it down. Maybe go for mid racks.
Yeah, I don't think that MegaMega really wants to be initiating, especially with the Aegis here. And I mean, it's such a difficult fight to initiate on because I mean, who do you go on? Do you go on Zero, who's going to be able to disrupt himself? Do you go on LGP? Who could just Shallow Grave or heal his teammates? Do you go on Clutzy Banana who can Dark Pact your stuns? It's so difficult.
Would you go in the Panda? Go in the Panda, yeah, good one. But I was going to say that this is very much why I feel this Weaver's just not working out very well as their carry. It's just I mean, the Shadow Demon's just about the only hero that he can really go and pick at the back.
Yeah, and with the Lincoln Sphere, obviously doesn't have any damage whatsoever as of yet. I mean, he's hitting for 130, so I mean, it's not the worst, but it's unfortunately by no means where you want to be, especially at 30 minutes into the game. You generally expect him to at least be at... He's got 2,200 gold in the bank, so he may look towards that Desolator sometime soon. But
yeah, I think that Desolator is the pick that is the item he needs.
But with Weave, I mean, how big is a Desolate actually going to be? So
yeah,
that's also something to think about. Digimon, actually, the Centaur Warner, going for that mech, which he has no mana items, so he's going to be able to mech and stun, maybe ulti, and that's his mana pool done. So, and then it's going to be double edges for the rest of the fight from there on in.
Yeah, and I think I am also suffering from they have one set of mana boots on their team. And that is less than ideal in a situation like this where you've got the Wraith King, the Centaur, the Puck, all of them who need mana.
We see random heroes blink in and throw down the stun. He's got a DD, but didn't land, so they're just going to carry on wailing on this tower. Let's be honest, taking some damage. But he does have that Aegis and can get out if need be. An Urn Charge going to be used. Plenty of Urn Charges. 5 still left on that Dazzle, so he's still feeling pretty healthy with that Urn. And Clutzy Bananas can also just spend a sort of second out of sight of the enemy heroes to get all that HP up if need be as well.
Yeah, so I think eN's definitely looking for higher ground at this stage. No reason not to, as you say, with the Aegis. Ulti's up. Going to be asking questions of IM in a few moments, I think.
Yeah, Little Shark is putting himself in the front line. He's picked up Boots of Travel, so if he doesn't manage to get off his ulti, I think he's still going to he's going to be close to not having buyback, actually, if need be. But as we see Doppler doing his best just to split push and make sure that they don't go for the Raxes as quickly as they want to. Little Shark coming in, is going to TP top with those Boots of Travel and just make sure that Doppler doesn't get this T2. And this is exactly what this Weaver needs to be doing. They don't really want to take a fight in their base as of yet. So he's just trying to split push as much as possible, make sure that he tries at least to get an equal trade while the rest of his team sits in the base. We saw IM just try and come out of the base and get a kill. It looks like Digimon may actually be in some trouble here. He gets spotted out by Sierra, but he's just going to back away for the meantime. And Weaver now sitting on 3,500 gold. So if he's looking for
where did that gold come from?
He was farming top that whole time.
2,000. I guess you just got every creep. I mean, that's excellent play from Doppler actually.
Yeah, sitting on top of the CS board. I mean, looking at the net worth charts, he is keeping up with the cause. I mean, Panda's on top with 13.1k net worth, but Weaver's sitting at 11.8k. He's actually head of the Slock in terms of farm, so he's not doing too bad for himself either. Lincoln's got to get popped, so no missing for him as of yet. As we've seen, Initiation go down towards bottom. It looks like Random here is actually going to be in a little bit of trouble. Little Shark actually TPs in with those boosted travel. He may look to counter initiate. Does have the Blink Dagger if need be. But at the moment, just looking for Frady. Freeze is just going to throw down that stun. Another stun goes off onto Freeze from Random Hero, and Manabird goes off. So that's going to be Freeze going down. But he's sacrificed himself for the greater good so that Frady may live. And Doppler now,
I think this is
going to push that T2 top. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I think that mana problem on Wraith King, I think it's causing them some trouble here. So with the death of the Wraith King, they feel high ground 5 vs 3. They'll take that fight.
Yeah, Klitzy Bananas is going to lose that Aegis sometime soon. Oh, as I say, the 5-second mark comes out, so he's going to get a heal. Good stomp clap onto Digimon to make sure Klitzy Bananas just coming in, but it's actually going to Dark Pact. No, we've got the Aegis heal coming off on him at the moment, so he's busy healing himself up to full. And Digimon's now going to drop. Buyback comes out from the puck. Panda ulti gets used. He's trying to do as much work as possible. Wraith King currently sitting in the air. Doppler has TP'd back. He's got 4,800 gold on him. And they actually need to get out here. They don't have Aegis anymore, and this Panda is about to come out. Random Hero throws down an excellent stun onto Doppler and Digimon.
Huge impale.
But may still be in some trouble. Forced off is going to land. Carapace does get at least stuns for a little bit. And LGP throwing down the last word onto Random Hero to make sure that the rest of his teammates can get out. But it looks... Is that a Rubik Storm? Is that a Rubik? It is.
Big steal, big steal.
Rubik once again stealing the... Oh, they may be able to take down Klitzy Bananas, and they do. So not only do they hold, they managed to get 3 heroes on the side of Energy Esports. There were some buybacks being used by Death Cookie, but he's not the most important person at the moment in terms of buybacks. But it's going to be a gem drop, which Freeze picks up.
Yeah, that was a double buyback. Double buyback, Centaur Puck.
Yeah. I mean, not the ideal heroes for you to be buying back on, but at the end of the day, it wasn't the Weaver, who's now sitting at 5.4k, and most likely going to pick himself up a full item of some sort in the next couple of seconds.
What do you reckon it's going to be? You think he's going to go with that Deso, or has he spotted out the trap in the Dazzle ulti?
I think it may be worth going to Deso, just regardless. I mean, it's a lot of damage, and if the Weave hasn't been casted, he can just pretty much two-shot supports. I mean, otherwise he may just go for something like straight MKB.
A straight butterfly even? I mean, there's a lot of right click. There's a lot of right click coming out of him right now, and I think any amount of evasion is going to help. Oh, no, sorry, I thought that's a Slark picking up a Scotty. If I could bring your attention to that. That's quite a big item to get in a Slark, actually.
We do see a pickup of some sort, and it is going to be the MKB. So he's going to have
MKB. It is, yeah.
I think this is actually excellent pickup for Doppler.
Yeah, against that Panda. Mm-hmm. I didn't think about that. That's excellent against all that dodge.
Against the dodge, I mean, even if he gets it off, it's not going to be able to miss anything. So he's feeling really good about that. As Energy Esports are scouting out the Rosh pit. Yeah,
so that rush will be up in the next, 4 or 5 minutes?
It is it's 1.5 minutes until the rush responds.
1.5 minutes, okay, alright, that's really soon. They're just going to obviously farm Ancients, ward up, get ready for that. I've got to say, that gem steal, pretty good. I think, they've left it on freeze, so that does give IM a pretty, a much need reprieve in terms of map control.
Indeed, and also really good against the next assassin, who may want to look to try and get a pick off before they actually push. But Death Cookie's got 2,100 gold, but he's going to be nowhere near Scythe of Vice, which I think would be extremely helpful against this team, especially against the Slark. But Klitzy Banana feeling pretty good about himself with that Scotty, and it looks like he's got the Belt of Strength working towards that Basher. It looks like they may want to go for pick off here, but the stun is going to go off. Excellent pass from Klitzy Bananas, but the stun actually still lands. Ulti does get used, and Klitzy Banana is just going to go down here. That's a huge pickup for MegaMega.
Great pick. Again, just obviously with the lack of wards, they couldn't predict that smoke, that simple smoke up mid lane, and Slark down. That's this tower gone, I think.
I mean, even with the Panda ulti, Panda begins to feel just a little bit less frightening as we get more and more into the game. That ulti is just really not that effective once the core heroes get up the... we're going to see the Weave go off, and Freeze is going to go in and actually throw down a stun. LGP made it some trouble. Defensive Disruption gets used on. Coil goes down onto Zera, who now finds himself in a little bit of trouble. He gets force-staffed. Real Digimon may just go down here, so that's one down. Centaur's down at the moment, and Freeze goes down on the back of it as well. Doppler doing what he can to try and fight, but there are two Pandas ultimates going off at the moment. Rubik hadn't stolen another spell, so he's got his Panda ultimate and is now just excellent forced off into TP, but he's going to find himself stunned and killed. So that's 3 for 1, and a good team fight coming up from eN, despite not having this lock there.
Yeah, they're confusing as hell. I mean, to have
so many Pandas,
six Pandas running around is just a little bit much.
Trying to call out what the hell they're doing as well. I mean, you're just never going to, and that's going to be a curious pickup for Brewmaster, who's now starting to actually get some real life items as such. When he's not in this final
that's the
split.
progression he needs. Yeah, definitely the progression he needs.
And Classy Bananas, off the back of his respawn, is going to pick up an Aegis. They does get spotted out by an orb here by Death Cookie, but there's no one really around. He's thinking about going for that haste rune, but decides it's better just to leave it. And that's going to be Aegis for Classy Bananas.
Yeah, you don't. This Lux is seriously intimidating right now with the Aegis. But I think eN are possibly feeling the pinch right now. They've seen that this Weaver combo can actually do a lot of damage, and that Weaver. I mean, you see. I'm not sure if you saw how fast he took in the storm. The Pandas split there in that last fight.
Yeah, he's. I mean, with the MKV, no mistrance, and doing a 250 damage a shot with the Sakuchi the Geminates is not bad at all. We see the Scythe of Vice come out on Nexus Assassin. This Nexus Assassin is farmed. But Doppler, 3,100 gold in him. He's trying to split push as hard as he can in the middle. Try to take this T2 before eN managed to get to his base. But I think on the back of this Aegis, they are not going to leave, even if the Weaver takes the tower.
Yeah.
We see the ward go down, but I do believe that. And Digimon blinking in to throw out on a stun. Good counter stun coming out from random hero. They may want to go on this, but at the moment they're just focusing on the tower. Little Sharky now wailing on that Rax. It looks like Doppler's going to come off of the back here. He's going to try and pick off a hero. Lincoln's does get popped by random hero who uses a mana break. Zero may actually find himself in trouble. The Shadow Grave is going to get used by him. Shivers goes off and the Panda ulti is going to get used. And Centaur Warren now using his ulti to try. Doppler trying to stay up as fast as possible. He's managed to pick off the Shadow Demon, and it looks like it's going to go down for LGP as well. So Doppler may find himself in trouble, and he's going to go down. Instant buyback coming out from him, and an instant buyback from the Centaur as well. So it's still a 5-man fight. Random hero maybe actually be in some trouble. Death Cookie and Freeze currently wailing him. Carapace is used, and Rubik once again steals the Panda ulti, and now running after the Panda. Stun is going to go down on the Centaur, so onto the Panda, and is there going to be a follow-up silence? The silence is going to be there, but Doppler's coming out as fast as he can to try and hit this Panda. They don't have any mana left on him, and he should be able to. He does have the bug on him, so not going to be able to blink as of yet. Lincoln's does go off onto Little Shark. Good stun coming out from Real Digimon, and they may actually going to be able to pick up this kill, and that's
big.
Yeah, that is big. Once again, I am managing to hold. Messy team fights from all over the show, but managing to hold and keeping their racks alive and getting some kills as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that Panda takedown, I mean, literally have to chase him halfway across the map, hitting him and stunning him before he actually dies. But at least bringing him down, though. I
mean, Panda does have buyback, but is it even worth it? I mean, he's still got 19 seconds to his ulti, which may be worth waiting for, and then are they actually going to be able to hold here? I think we need.
I don't think I should make this. I don't think we should make this move right now.
I think they were just looking for that buyback, and then they're going to get the hell out of dodge. Yeah. Fady may bite the bullet here for the rest of his team, and which is exactly what he's going to do. As we see the rest of his team just backing away to safety. Doppler going to pick up this last ancient creep on his way out and carry on farming. So he's got 2,800 gold to his name. Did have to buy back in that last fight, and there's nothing on the courier. But he.
Yeah, I think at this stage, Doppler's probably just got to keep his cash, save for the next buyback, maybe get an item in a maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
I mean, he's not going to have buyback for another 4 minutes.
4.5.
There's only one hero on this on the whole map at the moment that even has the ability to buy back, and as I say that, it goes off. So there are no heroes that have the ability to buy back. So if Energy Esports lose this fight, they could see themselves losing Arax.
Yeah, just having a look at the net worth graph here at the moment, it's quite staggeringly in favor of eN. They're literally are the top 5 bar 1.
Down but never out. We now see eN and team of eN just working on this Rax. We're going to see the Duncan Hayes go off, which is actually not a bad pickup considering the physical DPS that's coming out of Klitzy Bernardus as a little shark. Doppler's now getting himself to work on Klitzy Bernardus. Beautiful stun coming on the back end from LGP. Defensive disruption used by Zera. So that's going to make sure that he survives. And oh, Doppler goes down. This is going to be tragic. They are trying to pick up the supports, but unfortunately their carries are already down. That's 2 down. That's 3 down for MegaMega. And this is going to be an easy set of racks. Oh, yeah, Fady's going to get himself killed as well. The Panda ulti and good force stuff coming out from him to get himself into the fountain. He's trying to. He did manage to steal it, and he's got it. So he's unfortunately not going to be able to do much with it. He's going to go for random hero for the moment. And silence is going to get used, but unfortunately, there's not much that he can do here. He's going to throw the Panda into the air, but he doesn't have a team to help him out. Meanwhile, Klitzy Bananas heading himself towards. Just hitting on some base buildings, not deciding to go for that T3 middle, which probably what he should be doing, but feeling pretty confident at this stage. They've got mech up in 2 seconds. The little shark is still perfectly healthy. 50 seconds till his ulti, as Klitzy Bananas now turns his attention towards that T3 in the mid. And don't forget, he does have an Aegis as well. As we see, Little Shark actually gets himself initiated on, but he's at the moment just providing space while Freeze finally gets himself sheep. Beautiful 2-man impale coming out from random here, and Fady finds himself biting the dust, and Freeze throws down the stun, but he's immediately going to get critted and go down, and he's going to use his blink to try and get himself to safety. Meantime, Klitzy Bananas, low but down but not out, still got that Aegis in the bag, and now starting to work on the racks in middle. Another buyback comes out from the Rubik. He doesn't have any spells, and he's looking for a spell to steal. See him. Centaur ulti is going to get used, just stunning on one person at the moment, and good stun coming out from Random Hero, and that's going to be Freeze biting the dust. Real Digimon for now finds himself in a lot of trouble. Is going to throw down the double edge, got 2 seconds, unfortunately he's not going to get down, and that's going to be 4 dead. Doppler disconnected, and
yeah, and that's GG,
I think that's going to be GG, yeah.
So yeah, eN very much snowballing in the last 5 minutes in that Rax, and they just couldn't. I am unable to get them off the base.
Yeah, I mean, 2 good holds coming out from MegaMega, but unfortunately off the back of some really good Panda ultis and some excellent stuns from Random Hero actually, who's just done an outstanding job this game.
Yeah, I gave Fady player of the match for those great Panda steals, but the blink stuns and that choice to go for the Ginsu over the stereotypical, should I say, Dagon, really paying off.
Yeah, and proved to be essential in the late game. So really well played by both teams. I mean, MegaMega showing that they still have some oomph even when they're down, but not out, and will hopefully get themselves continue to grow throughout the course of the Winter Leg. And Stephen, thank you for joining me. This is 2-0 going towards eN. And this has been
it is an absolute pleasure.
This has been the Telkom Do Gaming League Winter Leg, sponsored by Assistance Steel Series with myself, DeMoNiK, and Stephen, EvilLiBrarian. If you would like to follow me, you can follow me at DeMoNiKZA on Twitter. That's DeMoNiK with a K, ZA, one word. These VODs will also be available on YouTube at youtube.com/DeMoNiKZA, or you can search for DeMoNiK Goes Gaming, which is my YouTube channel. Otherwise, on Facebook, I am at facebook.com/DeMoNiK Goes Gaming. And there will be plenty of action coming out for the rest of this week. I think we're going to have a match coming up on Wednesday night, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I still have to check, but the professional multicasting will be on hand to at least bring you some of the Premier Division action, and we hope to see you a little bit later in the week.